Okay, so this video is for those guys that are trying to wire 993 VDO gauges in the earlier model Porsche. I have a 1975 911 SC. Mine has been modified. You see, I have a 993 dash gauges and 75 car, but mine is completely modified a lot. So what I'm going to go over right now is how to match up 993 RPM gauge with the OEM pigtail to the original wires that are coming from your 75 car. So I'm going to outline which wires control what and how to get things going. All right. It's not that hard. I just figured it out on my own because there is literally no diagrams that I could find on Google or anything like that in order to get this going. So I guess maybe to brief everybody, I don't have any electrical engineering degree, none of that stuff, but I am just about to show you what worked for me. Okay, my car was originally wired up once before. I took everything apart because I thought I was going to sell it, but I had to figure out how to put it back. So this is me putting it back, and I'm going to show you in the end everything working. All right. Basically how this is going to work out. Originally, like I said, I went to LA Porsche, got me a pigtail. Pigtail cost me 50 bucks, which is just this. Kind of pricey, but whatever. Originally, I had the connections going directly to the gauge because that's the way my mechanic did it. And so I tried to figure this out a couple of different ways, didn't work. So I got the pigtail thinking I could just get the wire harness from here, match it up to the car, and I could not find that. So again, here we go. So your orange wire coming off that pigtail that you see right here in the front, that's going to be your power. So wherever you get your power source from in order to turn the car on, or when the key comes on, your ignition, well, that's where that wire is going to connect to. Mine is here, as you see, it's a black and orange wire right there, or black and red, sorry, right here. That is my power. So again, when you turn the key on, when that test light illuminates, that's the power wire. That's what you want to wire up to the orange wire. Next, ground. Ground is going to be your brown wire. That's it right there. Okay. Try to show you what it looks like in relation to the pigtail. It's kind of next to it. The brown wire underneath that, the orange wire right there. That is your ground. Okay. So whatever you're using to ground to the car, that's the wire you want to use. My ground is here. Kind of see in there. It just goes back there, and I know it's black and it's grounded. That's what I use for my ground wire. Okay. And just to outline too, what is controlled on the RPM gauge, you have your turn signal lights, and you have your high beam light, and your lights that come on when you turn your lights on, your dash lights. So those are the indicators that you're going to have with this particular gauge. So with that said, your RPM gauge, the signal coming from your engine management or whatever that is going to be your purple wire. Mine is a different color. It turns into red because I know it's a purple wire coming from my Haltech unit, and it goes up to this. I just had to elongate it because it didn't originally reach. But that purple wire is the wire that is going to be sending the signal to the RPM gauge to activate the RPM gauge itself. Okay, that's your purple wire on the pigtail. Now, the OEM wire in the car is purple too. Okay, so we just went ahead and matched it and ran the same color wire from my Haltech unit up to this, and that is the color you want to use to activate your RPM gauge. Okay, next we got, let's find some turn signals, or whatever I find next. See what my blue tape says. Left hand turn signal. Left hand turn signal. See what we got here. Left hand turn signal. That is going to be get this color for you guys. Cause it's this wire right here. That looks to be, let me get some more light on that. That is a white wire. White with, just black and white. But it's more black with a white stripe, okay? So you can double check them. Just run power to it and it'll light up solid. And you'll be, once the gauge is grounded itself, and you should be able to figure out which one is which. But it looks to me to be the black wire with the white streak, and that is in between or right next to the orange wire. I guess if I can give you that area, but that's what that looks like. Okay, that goes over to your black with like gray on it. Okay, left hand turn signal light. So this, when you turn your key on, that's the way my car works. When you turn your key on, give it power, and you turn the signal switch to the left, then it should pulsate. It should flash on your test light. That's how you'll know that you have this wire correct. And then that way you'll know how to connect this wire to the pigtail, and it'll light up the same on your gauge. Okay, let's see what we got next. Next, your dash light. So when you turn your lights on, my switch is kind of hard to get to because it's sunk back in my dash, but like I said, I'm going to try to show you guys what that looks like. Oh, hold on, I can pull it. So I'm pulling my dash light on, turn my key on, and you'll see it's lit up. Okay, that particular light, let me turn this off. I'm gonna run my battery down. Stand by. Okay, back in the game. So that dash light is gonna be like this light gray wire right there off the pigtail. That pigtail wire goes to your white wire with the blue line in it. See that? See if I can get that into focus. There it is. See right up there at the top? It's a white wire with a blue line in it. That is your dash light power. So when you turn your light switch on, that wire will light up hot or glow your test light. That's how you'll know that that is your correct wire. That goes into this light blue or light gray wire. It's the only one that color on the pigtail. Again, that's your dash light wire. What do we do next? I guess what the right signal light. Oh, I'm sorry. The one we're not going to use is high beam. I don't have that wired up because I have xenon lights on my car, and I got enough daytime light, if you will. Plus I got fog lights, so I ain't gonna need no high beams. But the high beam signal is on here, but that's the one that's cut right there, and it looks to be, I don't know, all black with another white streak on it, but that's what that one was. And then the only oddball out is gonna be your other right hand. What we did? Left, right? Yeah, so your right hand signal. That's your green or black and green wire coming out of the pigtail. And that goes over to your black and green OEM wire coming from the car, okay? Black and green coming from the car. Black and green going to pigtail. That's gonna be your right hand turn signal. The way you check that, put a test light into the black and green wire back here. Your test light, once your key is on, should flash. That's how you'll know that you have your right hand turn signal, and then plug that up. And that's it. So at this point, everything is connected. I'm gonna show you how it works. So key on, signal light left. Well, that's your RPM gauge working. Signal light left, signal light right. I've already showed you the dash. And then to turn it on, RPM gauge works. And that is how you wire up a 993 VDO gauge in an earlier year car, matching up the pigtail to the OEM wire harness.